Well, good morning. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. A very foggy day. I feel like I want to say in London, here in St. Louis, Missouri, and in Southern Illinois. Zach and I both mentioned coming in this morning to each other. Yes, it was very foggy. In fact, my husband mentioned to be careful out there. So I'll say that to all of you. You may or may not deal with it. Our guest, who's going to be on with us in about 10 minutes, Jenny Gabriel, said she didn't really have any problems. She was preparing for it. She didn't run into it, but I'm going to say it is out there for some of you, especially in the valley. So maybe coming through Chesterfield, you come across some of the river beds. Just know that you may deal with that this morning. So keep your speeds down. Be careful. The deer, by the way, are scurrying around. So watch for them as well. We've got weather. We've got news you can use. And then we will get into our topic of the day. We're getting ready to get into the holiday season. And when we talk about women and their health, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, these symptoms can elevate as you are stressing and rushing around through the holiday season. So how can we get things to be better for you this holiday? Well, we'll go into all of that coming up on the show. So all of that for you here in the next hour. Let's kick it all off. I mentioned the fog. I also looked ahead to next weekend. Some meteorologists saying a 3-letter word, and I'll tell you what that is coming up in our segment called What the Weather.
Good evening from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is a beautiful one.
Segment, by the way, is brought to you by our friends at GradeWorks LLC. You can find out all the wonderful things they do on their website. It's gradeworksmo.com. So it's gradeworksmo.com. Check them out. They do excavating work. They do the grading work for you. They can remove all those eyesores from the property. Again, your business or personal. We had them come over and give us an estimate on the driveway. So if you think of asphalting work, they can do that as well. Removal of maybe a bunch of brush, or for us to have a tree line and actually see through the woods. We came over and he said as soon as the leaves start to fall, we can kind of see what's out there, giving us an estimate on that as well. So GradeWorks LLC doing wonderful work. They are the sponsor of our What the Weather segment. And who does the weather for us? Well, it's our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. First of all, good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you?
It was fantastic. It was a busy one. Did you stay at home or did you do anything fun?
Yeah, stayed at home this weekend with a friend, but pretty relaxing weekend. It was nice.
Yeah, relaxing and a little foggy and chilly. So I said a 3-letter word, okay? So I was looking on KMOV's website this morning and I saw the possibility of a mix coming up next weekend. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yes, I am seeing the possibility for some snow, and I don't know if it's working great right now, but yes, I think that.
Okay, so that's not something I'm looking forward to. We're not even in December. We'll be one day before December, maybe 2 days before. So let's find out about that. I mentioned a little fog out there this morning. Beck can let you know if that's going to lift or if it'll be like yesterday. What's on tap for us today and throughout the rest of the week? Beckett, take it away.
So right now, temperature around 46 degrees, at 56 as well. Fog and mist out there with visibility less than a mile, so be safe out there on the drive morning. That's stick around 10 a.m. 50 years of sunlight and 42 is our sunset. Forecast in 52 degrees, showers. So we all got some rain picture towards the afternoon, especially in the day and early. Finally, your outlook of 51 down a lot, or we may have get out of the way with cloudy skies. Sunshine in the picture by Wednesday, but temperatures well 41 day Friday all the way today in the mid to high. He's towards 30 by Friday. Then like you said, Saturday 70% will rain, so we're talking about snow in the morning, changing and rain. And but again, can't talk about it could be snow, could be just we just get since it's closer to and then by 50% rain.
All right, so let's get ready for that. Again, a mix. We will be keeping an eye to that. Beckett, you and I will not be back together on Friday as I will be out of town for the holiday. So everybody just keep an eye to his page or to your favorite meteorologist here in town so that you can be aware of that as you celebrate with your guests, obviously, for the holiday weekend. Beckett, I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will be in touch. I don't think we have a show on Monday either, but I'll be in touch, and we will be back together as we transition out of the Thanksgiving holiday.
All right. Safe travel.
All right, my friend. All of you, again, just be aware of that and start preparing. I know you are like, oh, what the heck? I'm not looking forward to snow yet. Yeah, so a mix is a possibility. Again, we are several days out from that, but we'll giving you a heads up on it. Okay, in news, this is unfortunately a devastating story. I don't like to give you negative news a lot of times. However, this might be someone that you know, and we're going to just send thoughts and prayers out to the person anyway. First of all, someone very young passing away, and right before we get ready to be thankful for our friends and our families, an 18-year-old was killed in an accident in Jefferson County. This happened at about 11 o'clock last night. One person killed, 3 others injured. This happened right near Highway 30 and Upper Burns Mill Road. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, a Kia was trying to turn onto Upper Burns Mill, failed, however, to yield to ongoing traffic. A Chevy Equinox that was passing by struck the passenger side of the Kia, and that 18-year-old was in the passenger side. It caused both of the cars to go off the side of the road. The 18-year-old woman was pronounced dead. The driver of the Kia, a 21-year-old man, was taken to the hospital in serious condition this morning. Neither the passenger nor the driver of the Equinox was seriously injured. Of course, this investigation is ongoing. I do this story this morning, though, for you to say, as I always do, please remember the seconds, and I do mean the seconds of your life with your family and with your friends. Every second matters, and you just it's just devastating to think that someone's going to be without their 18-year-old child as we get ready to go into a very thankful time of year. So thoughts and prayers to that family. Again, no names. It is very early on into the investigation. Well, as we're talking about car crashes, this is interesting. You know, the dummies, the crash test dummies, well, now it's going to start resembling a woman. Take a look at this. New crash test dummy, better resembling women, gets key government endorsement. According to the U.S. government, they announced a major design change that they want to implement to make the female version of the vehicle crash test dummy more lifelike, potentially replacing a model used for decades that is based almost entirely around the body of a man, despite higher injury risks for women. I think this is really interesting. The Department of Transportation officials will consider using the new dummy in the government's vehicle crash test 5-star ratings once a final rule is adopted. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said in a news release that women are 73% more likely to be injured in a head-on crash, and they are 17% more likely to be killed in a crash than men are. So we all know about the standard crash test dummy that's been used since the late 70s, modeled after a 5'9" man, and now they're looking at this change. It's not guaranteed to happen. Some American automakers have been skeptical, and a group representing auto insurers has already said that they think the current crash test dummies are fine. So interesting. Again, the concept is out there. Whether or not it's going to happen, we shall see. Another very unfortunate story, but it gets us all thinking. And I've said this many times. I want my mom to be safe, right? She's 87 years old. We've had that conversation about, is it still okay to drive? You know, she goes up to church. She goes up to the grocery store, in areas that I think are familiar. I think it's okay. But then we have stories like this. An 89-year-old woman charged in an alleged hit and run that injured a 9-year-old girl walking to school. Can you imagine this? Your grandma being charged with a felony after she allegedly struck a 9-year-old. She thought that it was maybe a rock or a barrel, and it obviously wasn't. Prosecutors charged this 89-year-old with hit and run back on October 28th. She allegedly struck this 9-year-old who was in a crosswalk near an elementary school. This was in Wisconsin. Police later caught up with her, finding her car 2 blocks away, where she told police that she had an appointment. Officers said she believed she had struck either a rock or some sort of construction barrel. Now, we can tell you that the young girl suffered a concussion and some other injuries in the crash. She was able to go back to school, but speaking in this incident, she said she never saw the girl. She said she won't be driving again. In fact, she says, I'm giving up my license. But how scary. Again, we always say what could happen to them, what could happen to anyone, but a young child. Fortunately, the child is alive, but that could have gone so many different ways. So I'd love for you to weigh in as you're watching this now or watching this on a replay. Do you think that there should be driver's tests? And I don't mean just the written test. I think they get to a certain age. I even think it might be 70. Maybe even earlier, but by 70, 75, to have to retake that test. Weigh in. What do you think about that? Again, I think it should be the driving and the written aspect of it. I cannot believe it's already been a year. Do you remember the name Colin Brown? I hope so. I hope you never forget this young boy's name. He was killed in a crash near 55 in Loughborough 1 year ago yesterday. And again, his hockey team continuing to remember him. In fact, his number, as you can see, was 72. They just debuted in Afton at the ice complex Lounge 72 in his honor. And in fact, they said it was packed, and now it's a place for the community to go. So celebrating him and remembering him, and we'll never forget, again, hit by a stray bullet and killed in just an absolute freak incident. But this is where people get so frustrated about, driving around and looking at certain areas and certain highways that they think are more dangerous than others. So obviously remembering him from a year ago, but love to see the community come together and honor him in a wonderful way. Well, could your mail be delayed very soon? It's a possibility. 1,000 plus St. Louis area mail carriers could change their routes, which means your deliveries could slow down. According to local postal carriers and internal memos posted inside stations, the St. Louis USPS installation will require roughly 1,100 routes and carriers in the city and the county to rebid their assignments, especially in the 631 zip codes. One local carrier who asked to remain anonymous says the change feels devastating for many longtime employees. They said, I don't think it's fair for us 1,000 carriers that have to do this. Some of us have been on our routes for a long time. We've grown to know our customers, right? The change is triggered by local union rules after several routes were recently consolidated by the USPS management. So it's coming after operational issues were uncovered in a federal audit this year. Posting for these routes begins already, continues through December 1st. Final route awards are scheduled for December 10th, and all the changes will take place by January 10th of next year. Well, speaking of which, I never saw one of these bags on my mailbox. I hope it didn't get blown away, or maybe they didn't come around to our area. But you'd get one of those bags for the Scouting for Food drive? I hope so. They had that over the weekend, and there was a big haul from it, by the way, that helped stock a St. Charles food pantry. Area scouting troops came around, conducted their drive this weekend, collecting donations, helping stock the Care Service food pantry for several months and other pantries. So hopefully, I hope they came around to your area and you were able to take care of them. All right. Did you see Wicked for Good? I did. Me and Jim went on Saturday. It opened up on Friday. Look how much money it brought in. I mean, I knew it. You could tell by the parking lot. I was like, okay, this is interesting to see people, fortunately, back at the theaters. So Wicked for Good soars to $150 million opening. Incredible. $76 million in the international box office, $226 million total worldwide, 95% Rotten Tomatoes audience score. It was fantastic. People were asking me, did I like it? I absolutely loved it. Did I think it was better than the first? Not necessarily, but I think pretty equal. I don't know. I think I love the first one probably because I knew some of the music, but you'll start singing other ones as well. It was very good. So if you haven't seen it, Wicked for Good. All right. I saw 13 turkeys in my backyard the other day, and I was like, guys, you better run around, right? I don't want you to get caught. Well, this particular turkey took care of some of his furry friends. It was a pet turkey that was recovering after a dog attack. This happened in Ohio, suffering a very severe dog attack while protecting other animals on his own property. Thomas, a 2-year-old turkey, was bitten twice by a dog, undergoing treatment now at Oxford Veterinary Hospital in Ohio. The attack was discovered after they watched footage from an outdoor camera, which showed a dog running through the yard, and then they found Thomas hiding in the garage after the incident. Again, very special bird because he takes care of the family. Thomas was protecting other animals, including ducks and chickens, and his mate, Gamora, which, by the way, is another turkey. Veterinarians say the attacking dog was acting on its hunting instincts, but there's this incredible bond with Thomas, and so I'm sure they will be taking care of Thomas even more. All right, in sports, we've got Blues and Mizzou and Chiefs information for you. So I've been watching the Blues, said maybe they would do better on the road. Well, the Blues are taking on the Rangers. They've got a game today at 6 p.m. The Blues and the Devils this coming Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then it's the Senators and the Blues here in St. Louis right after Thanksgiving. If you're available, you're not working, maybe you want to go to the game. Friday, it's a 3 o'clock game. In football news, Mizzou lost to Oklahoma 17-6 on Saturday, unfortunately, right? So their next game is coming up this Saturday. They will be playing in Arkansas. It's a 2:30 kickoff. And did you watch the Chiefs game? Well, the Chiefs came out victorious, 23-20 over the Indianapolis Colts. The Chiefs play the Cowboys for your Thanksgiving game. That'll be a 3:30 kickoff. And not a lot going on today. National Sardines Day. Okay, I talked about anchovies the other day. I was like, no thanks. Sardines, you tell me. Are you a sardine, or for that matter, are you an anchovies fan? We were talking about anchovies on pizza. Doesn't sound good to me. All right, there you go. You're all up to date and things that we think you might be talking about with your family and friends, that water cooler talk. Good morning to all of you. Let me see real quick as you're all signing on this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Good morning, one fell swoop to you all. I'll look at your questions and your comments, and we are going to take a quick break. When Jenny Gabriel comes in, we're going to talk about the holiday season. We already talk about rushing woman syndrome. We talk about ladies not taking care of themselves. You got to put yourself first. Now we're going through the stress of the holidays, and what does that do to all of your symptoms? Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness, my guest when we return.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
And again, if you wondered, we are on 7 different platforms now. That's our YouTube channel. You can find it by typing in The Real Monica Adams. So for those who don't want to be on social media, tell them to watch on YouTube. I get it. Some people just want to take a break from social media. So I would say YouTube or Rumble are probably some of your best if you don't want to be on Facebook or Instagram. We are also on X. We are on LinkedIn. Maybe you can do that from a business standpoint. And then we just added Twitch. So multiple platforms for you to find our show. Again, happy Monday to you. I see all of you signing in. Good morning, friends. I just love that, right? It's this wonderful community that has been created. Good morning, Joe and Christy. Monica, what am I doing on Thanksgiving? I'll get to that, Rose. Good morning. Let's see. Is this a new name to me? Lana Gregg. Welcome to the show. Christy, I agree. Retesting for both written and driving tests should be required. My 95-year-old father-in-law has to retake his driving test next month. I don't know. I'll ask my guest. I think it's a good thing. Good morning, Babs. Good morning, Char. Yuck, no way. Christy says no sardines. Good morning, Kathleen. It was so good to see you. So yes, this past weekend we were at the Diamonds Gala, raised a bunch of money for the the Friends of the St. Louis University Liver Center. Love that, and doing their event every year. It is my honor to raise money for all of you. So we did that, and I wanted to decorate for Christmas. I know my guest did. Let me introduce you to Jenny Gabriel, nutritional practitioner for JG Optimal Wellness. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Monica.
Jenny sent me a text over the weekend, and I was like, look at that. Can you come over and decorate for me? How long did it take you?
Well, let's see. I spent probably 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Because I did the downstairs, and then we moved upstairs, and the only thing I have left upstairs is the tree. It's standing there.
Do you put 2 trees up?
Yeah.
Yes.
One in the basement, one upstairs.
So you do a fake tree. Do you ever do a real tree?
No.
No. So I think that, we're not going to be able to put it up before we go to see family for the holidays. So I'm going to see if Jim wants to do a real one instead of just,
for it.
I if you've never done a real tree, it's a lot of fun. We've gone over to Ted Drew's, but my idea is Eckert's we just featured.
Yeah.
They're doing something with the Newfoundland dogs where you cut the tree down, they net it all up, and the dogs take it to your car.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the
That's
heck?
cool.
Let's start a new tradition. Yes. Well, we're talking about the holidays, right? We're rushing around. Rosie wanted to know what I'm doing. I'm spending it with our Southern family, which I cannot wait. That's what we're doing. What are you doing for the holiday?
Awesome. Well, we're going back home. My father-in-law's on hospice, so we will be spending it visiting him in the nursing home. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll be in Iowa City seeing our youngest son.
Fantastic.
Because he's not able to come in, so.
Family. It's all about
Yeah,
family. I mean,
right.
we just gave some really tragic things in the news, unfortunately. I mean, you can't imagine an 18-year-old passing away anytime, right? But right before
for
the
sure.
holiday. I mean, it's hard. Weigh in on that, because you're talking about a 95-year-old in hospice. I don't know how long has he been sick?
Oh, gosh. Well, the last probably 2 or 3 years have been pretty rough, but probably the last 8.
When's the last time he drove?
Yeah. He had an accident
See?
on his trike. He's a Shriner, so he was in the Shrine Parade, and he had a little accident and messed his shoulder up, his elbow, had to have some surgery. And we're at that point going,
Right.
because it's about the reflexive, how quick you can respond, right? And that decreases as we get older.
Yep. Depth perception changes.
yeah.
Your reflexes are not as
Yeah.
quick. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've long had this topic on our show, so I'd love for you all to weigh in. What are your thoughts on it? And have you had? It's a tough conversation.
Oh,
to
it's
have.
very hard. It was very hard for my husband and his brother and mom to have with his dad, because you're taking an independence away, and now he was dependent on her,
I know,
but it was for the safety of him.
I
Right,
almost
and
think-
other people. You got to think about the other people too
Correct.
that are on the road.
Well, that's
you know?
the biggest thing, and I think if we show these type of stories that we just showed to them, I don't know if it'll scare them or if they'll come back and go, oh, that won't happen to me, right? You think you're immune to it.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be, look what happened. That 89-year-old woman thought she hit a rock or a barrel, and it was a 9-year-old child, and then she kept going. You know, it's scary. Anyway,
Very.
just. Really, the main thing about all of this is I hope you appreciate the loved ones that you have around you every day. It's a whole nother level up of these things can happen. You know, we just go along in life, think, oh, we got all these years.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
hope so. Right?
Yeah.
Knock on wood. We
Yeah,
hope so.
right.
But just hug on everybody. I'm going to give you a bigger hug. Hug
That's
on,
right.
on everybody
I
a
know.
little bit more. Well, we're talking about the holidays. Again, if you're
Yeah.
just tuning in, Jenny Gabriel, JG Optimal Wellness. So as we deal with regular symptoms from our health standpoint, they all get elevated when we're talking about stress.
Right.
Right? And this is what we feel through. It should be a wonderful holiday season, but the people who are hosting especially, or you're driving around and you're heading out to see family, it can get crazy. So first, and then we'll do this a few times throughout the show and at the end as well, to find Jenny. And I hope that you've had an opportunity to reach out to her or connect with her in some level. Jenny at jgoptimalwellness.com. The website's JG Optimal Wellness, and you can find her on social media. I just posted one of our past shows at JG Optimal Wellness right before I went on to let you know that she was coming on. Menopause Belly Secrets. Have you scanned that QR code? Have you gone to that page, or have you set up a consultation consultation with her, because you can do just that, a free assessment call by scanning the QR code. It's that easy for you. So she's here for you. And you know, one of the things I love about Jenny, many things, but Jenny's mission is, I just want to help women. I hear that from you. You are so passionate about that. What is it inside of you that makes you wake up every morning saying, I just want to help?
I think it's because there's so much static out there, and I know we've talked about that, but I feel like women don't know where to turn. And I hear that a lot still. I mean, I just had a conversation over the weekend with someone that was like, actually, it was my son. He's in pharmacy school, so I'll tell you about that. We're on our way back from the Chiefs game. Go Chiefs. Yeah, and we had this conversation about just how can we get the medical side to realize these women need help.
Right.
Because, and not all of them in that way, but that was my conversation with him, is I just want to help these people, right? I want to help women get the things they need. And there's things they can do. There's lifestyle things we can do.
Right.
They can change the trajectory of the symptoms that they're having, or even the nutritional component of it. But they're told this is just how it is. And I just want to be that voice. I want to be louder. In 2026, I'm going to be louder. And meaning I want to
Shout it from the rooftop.
I'm going to shout it from the rooftop, because women need to know that I'm here, but there's a lot of people here for them and going to help support them. I'm very passionate about that. You know that, because there is things that we can do to help with this transition. Some people go through it like a unicorn and not very much going on. Wouldn't we all love to be a unicorn?
Right.
But a lot don't, and they have a really rough time, and then we find they start drawing back inside and they don't reach out because they don't have someone there.
I showed something. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Did you see what I forwarded to you yesterday? It was
No,
a comedian.
I did not
There was
see
a
it.
comedian on stage.
I
So
didn't
it was a woman and a guy. And so the guy was just sitting there, and she's like, "Hang on a second, honey." She's like, "I am wrapping up some things having to do with, she wasn't playing the role of a doctor, dealing with my patients with menopause, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then there was a book, and he was like, "Can I read this book?" And she's like, "Well, you're not going to want to because you really don't worry about it, right?" And he's like, "Oh," picked it up. He's like, "Yeah, I don't care about that." And he set it down. Of course, it was a guy thinking, yeah, whatever, that's just what women deal with, right? Because that's what she just said, and that's what they've always heard. Oh, yeah, you all just have to deal with that. And she's like, well, that's not really true. I'm working on some things. And then she had these, they were like VR glasses, right? So she had these glasses. She's like, oh, I'm working on something new that mimics the symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. And he goes, ooh, can I try them on? She goes, we don't want to do that. And he goes, okay. And he turned away and he's like, I want to do it. And he put them on. And he's like, ooh, and I'm gonna mimic this for you. He's like, ooh. And he's like, oh, fun. And he's like, oh. And she's like, what are you doing? And he goes, she's like, you want to do this? And he goes, yeah, I want to do this. She's like, okay, I have a remote control that can, affect this. So she turns it on, and he goes, it's hot in here. She's like, no, it's 70 degrees. I'm itchy. She's like, yeah, that's vaginal dryness. It was so funny, and went on and on and on, right? And then finally, after they played this all out, he takes them off, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, all right, let's go to dinner. And so they start to walk away, and she goes, I have another one for childbearing. He goes, no, thank you.
Yeah, right?
You have to watch it. It'll make you laugh. But here's the thing, though.
I love it.
I say all that because there's so much all over social media. Now people are like, they're having fun with it because you want to just have fun with it because it's so frustrating. But I want to get to the frustrating part, because you all believe that this is, as Jenny just said, what that man said on stage. Oh, that's just what you all deal with.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just part of it.
Yeah. No matter the age, 30, 40, 50, 60, and on up. And one of the things we're going to be featuring in the very near future is all of you that believe, well, I'm in postmenopause, there's absolutely nothing I can do now, right? That's coming up for you all very soon. Okay. So let's talk today about the aspect of our regular symptoms, but now they're escalating as we're going through the holidays.
Right.
Well, first of all, we are going to do some practices today. So I'm hoping for those of you that are at home that you can actually take part in this.
Yeah.
For those of you that are driving, please don't look at it. Put it down on the seat, but you will be able to do some of the practices with us. You don't have to look at the screen. We're just trying to help you survive. Yeah, the holiday survival guide. How do we survive the holidays?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
So the holiday survival guide for women. And And I'm going to say, although we're addressing women, I want guys to be listening to this, because this is how you really help those in your life that are young women or that you're married to or you're dating, your moms, etc. This is for you to listen to as well. So the holiday pressure cooker.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're boiling.
Yeah. So, these are the things, and we put some of this on ourselves, but then we also have people that put it on us too, right?
Sure.
Because
we let them.
We let them and allow them. So part of that is, all the excessive family and social gatherings, trying to be at everything. It's like, the season's supposed to be joyful, but then what ends up happening is we end up having a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights, and we end up with these sugar crashes and then the family pressures of everything, right? So that brings in the family and the big social gatherings. We have the endless to-do list, right? The things that, I got to wrap this, got to go here, got to go to this party, got to do that, got to go here, got to take the kids here, got to get this, it's like constant. And then it's like that anyway. But then when the holidays come, we think we got to volumize this.
Tack it on.
Tack it on,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Then you add in food and alcohol and sugar, because that's, it starts this week and it runs
I'm
all
sure
the
for
way.
many, if they're really organized, it's already started. They've already been
Yeah, yeah.
baking and making cookies and
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
My mom was making
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pumpkin
yeah,
pie the other day,
yeah.
so they're tasting
Yeah.
the batter as they're going along before the
yeah.
cookies are even done.
We got to make sure it's right. We don't want to serve something that's not very good to somebody else.
Right. So you're
Right.
adding one of the worst things and I haven't looked
Yeah.
at the comment yet, but I bet your Rose is going to comment and
Oh, yeah.
say how much she loves sugar. Yes, it is so dangerous
Yeah.
though, on so many levels.
Right.
And so how does sugar affect menopause symptoms?
It makes hot flashes way worse. And it also can have a tendency, especially women going through the menopausal transition, they become more insulin resistant instead of insulin sensitive.
Okay.
So then we're adding all the sugar in. That just amplifies that condition, right? So now we've got the belly fat and all the great things. So,
That's not great.
yeah. Well, right. I say that sarcastically. It's like the Christmas 15. Like when you go to college, it's the
Yep.
freshman
Freshman
15.
15.
It's the Christmas holiday
This is true.
15.
It's great
seriously.
for us personal trainers because
Yeah.
we know it's coming. And here we are again.
Yeah,
We
right,
don't
right,
want it
right.
to happen.
Right,
Right? I
right.
would rather say you put me out of business on that part of our brand and knowing that you're finally doing what you're supposed. I don't want you
Oh, yeah.
putting on 15, 20 pounds.
No.
But it happens.
It does.
From
it
right now
100% happens.
through Christmas, through New Year's.
Yeah.
And then you decide,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'll break the cycle again.
Well, welcome to the sugar and wine, smorgasbord.
Yep.
Because that's really what it becomes, right?
Which you've talked about before, and we'll run through this.
Oh, yeah.
All it does is make you stay up at night. You
Right.
can't fall
Disrupts it.
asleep. You get up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yep.
You're endlessly scrolling on your phone.
Yes.
You're like a zombie the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah, brain fog, all of that kicks in, because we spiked cortisol levels because we couldn't sleep because we drank wine until 11 o'clock, went to bed at midnight.
You're drinking
slept-
wine in one hand and having cake batter in the
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
Cookie
right.
batter.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Don't do it. We're laughing right now, but don't do it.
Yeah.
So endless to-do list, family and social obligations. The
Yeah.
other thing is there's a two-letter word that people, especially women, cannot say. No.
No, yeah, it's terrible. Set those boundaries, ladies. We're talking about boundaries today. We are
So
going to talk
say
about them a little
no
bit.
to the temptations.
Yeah.
Sleep disrupted by your late nights and your stress. This is that holiday pressure cooker. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are,
Yeah.
yes, we get that there's endless to-do lists, but you're going to probably tell them to delegate.
I am going to say that. Or, let's minimize things a little bit, micro it down a little bit. Do micro yeses to things instead of doing big yeses to things.
So if they're asked to go to endless parties, what do you suggest they do? Because there's a side of you that has an ego, not you, just in general, a side of people that has an ego of how excited they are that they've been invited to so many things, right?
FOMO. That's
Absolutely.
FOMO.
Well, so you all know what FOMO is. It's fear of missing out.
It's 100% what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And I think we all have a human instinct to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm popular. Somebody wants me at their party.
yeah.
So you do too. Oh, you do. Oh, there's a business one. Oh, there's this, there's that.
Yeah.
Right? But it ends up afterwards, yes, you're excited by all that, but then you are just rushing. The rushing woman
The Russian
syndrome.
man syndrome. Yeah, and then you're just wiped out and you become resentful.
Okay.
Because, we need to be not in a resentful tone during the holidays, but that tends to be what ends up happening with women.
Yes.
We should enjoy the time.
Right.
And pause.
Pause in menopause.
Yes.
Again,
Pause.
Jenny Gabriel, JG Optimal Wellness, running through the holiday survival guide for us. Okay, so let's go to our reset tools when it comes to stress.
Well, I mean, these are things, guys, that you just keep in your hip pocket that you can do pretty easily. Go for a quick 5-minute walk, especially if things get a little bit stressful. A lot of women like to journal, like even journal when you get up in the morning, things you're going to be grateful for, okay? Or at the end of the night, you know, what you were grateful for the day, or just journaling, brain dumping.
Did you see my post yesterday? I had affirmation cards, my journal, and then my Girl
Love
of
it.
Prayer journal with the dogs
love
and
that.
with a beautiful cup of hot tea. It was the perfect way
Yeah.
to wake up in the morning. Before Jim got up, it was just my time of
Yes.
clarity. I was
Yeah.
goal setting. Journaling, just getting very inside, deep into my spirit. So, do you all do that? That's how I would suggest waking up.
Yeah.
Having some time to
That's
yourself,
awesome.
or
Yeah.
you know, going out, taking a walk, as you just mentioned.
Yeah,
It
that's
was in
what
the
I love to
50s
do.
yesterday. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I love to do. That's where I connect. That's where I listen to Christian music and do my walk and connect with God.
Well, and I also saw a post yesterday that for all of you that have a dog, and if not, this might be a reason why you want to get a dog. We live longer because of the fact that we are active with them. So we may not do it for ourselves, but we're walking them. They also cure loneliness.
Yeah.
They just do that spirit to spirit connection with us.
Well, it's serotonin levels
Yes,
too. Just
yes.
like,
So let them help
Oxytocin.
you during all this as well. So she talked about journaling, a
Yeah.
5-minute walk.
Yeah.
I would love for it to be even longer, but if you're doing
Yeah.
nothing, you start with 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do this because I mentioned we're going to do a little practice today. So
Yeah.
teach us this box breathing, Jenny.
okay, well, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit.
Okay.
And that's only because there's a breathing technique that the Navy SEALs do, which
Right.
is like box breathing, except on the exhale, we are going to exhale longer.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of doing a 4, 4, 4, 4, okay, we're going to do a 4, 4, 6, 4.
So
the
inhale 4,
Hold 4.
hold 4, exhale,
Exhale
6.
slow for 6.
And then what's the last 4?
And then hold for 4.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Is everybody out there ready?
Well, so, this is important, though, for all of you that have never implemented breathing techniques. It's posture, first
is.
of all.
That-
So you're not scrunched on a couch
Yep,
like this
yep.
going, okay, hang on, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah, didn't allow
It's
the diaphragm to fill.
opening up, right? You just saw me. I like telling people
I
to
did
sit
too.
to the edge of their seat, right? Be upright because you're opening up the diaphragm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do what?
Yeah.
Inhale.
So we're going to inhale.
Okay, ready?
Real slow.
Okay.
Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Now hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just hold. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, here's my question. Could you all do that where you're rushing around and then you're like, okay, can you guys do that again? You can do it. You're going to do this on your own because we can't hold your hand and walk you
Right,
through it, right?
right.
So she
Yeah.
said 4, 4, 6, 4. The 6 is that long exhalation. Now, did you see how I paused? And I actually, you
did.
couldn't see it, but I had
I
a
did.
conversation with my mind and my spirit to say, slow down a second. She
Yeah.
wants you to let it out slow. To the
Yeah.
point that I had more in me. I could have gone 8,
Yeah.
9, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But my question to all of you is, if you're stressed, as Jenny's talking about today, this is a wonderful practice for you. Wait, it's got chill. This is a
I did
wonderful
too.
practice
Stop
for
it.
all of you to do as tomorrow,
Yeah.
Wednesday, especially Thursday,
Yes.
when you are hosting and you feel the weight of the world against you of trying to get it all done.
Yeah.
Look, your family's there. Ask them for some help.
Yes.
Maybe remove yourself from the craziness of the chaos of the kitchen.
Yes.
Right? Go into bathroom, a
Yeah,
bedroom,
why not?
closet.
Yeah.
And do this.
Yeah.
How long would you suggest that they do this?
I would do at least 3 rotations of that.
Okay.
You know, if you have time to, if you can only do one, that's better than nothing, because what happens is this notifies or signifies to the nervous system to go into parasympathetic.
Right.
Because we're in a sympathetic state. It's what we are.
She just
Because
said
we're
a
heightened.
really important thing, though, that I am going to attach from a life coaching standpoint.
Yeah, go right ahead.
She just said, do one if you only can do one. I'm just going to say this right now. You have longer. You just have to put yourself first. You absolutely have more than one rotation in you.
Yes, they
you
do.
You deserve more than one rotation. So
You
I
do.
heard that
You
immediately.
do.
My mind went to, you have more than 4, 4, 6, 4 seconds. That's what? 18 seconds? You have more than 18 seconds.
I agree with you.
Trust me, you have more than 18 seconds.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you
Yeah.
have more. So if
Yeah.
she's telling you you're going to do 3 rounds,
Yeah.
a minute, you deserve yourself a minute. I want you to work yourself up to 3, then 5, then a 10-minute meditation and a breathing side.
And I'm going to add something to this. I call it's an eye scanning technique where you don't move your head at all, but your eyes will move from left to right. Okay, that's another way to quickly reset the nervous system and to calm the body. Yeah.
You all
Really
didn't see
slow,
me, I was
side
doing
to
it.
side. And what makes it even better is if you can step outside with this eye scanning.
Okay.
Now, not always can you, because if you're sitting at your desk and you're at work, you may not be able to do that. But I've even coached this with women that they get really heightened with something that's going on the screen on work.
Right.
I'm like, just sit there then and do that scanning from side to side really slow. Don't move your head. Do not move your head. I'm telling you, this is not a head movement. This is just an eye movement thing, because our body is so used to us looking up and down.
Right.
And that keeps a sympathetic state. So when you are forced to, not really forced, I shouldn't say that, but when you make yourself go out of that normal and do this side-to-side scan, it relaxes the body. But even stepping outside for 5 minutes and doing this, because then you can scan nature.
Right.
Don't turn the head. Don't use your head. It's all eye movement. It's very slow.
Okay, so we're going to take a break. We're just going to recap for you again. You're going to start implementing breathing.
Yeah.
And I want you to do it now. Don't wait until January 1st and say, I'm
Right.
going to start breathing. I'm going to start meditating. I'm going to start journaling. I'm going to start doing a 5-minute walk. Be ahead of the game. Then do the eye-to-eye movement. And one more thing that I've learned, and I just practiced it right now as she was talking and finding myself doing this. There is a gentleman I'm following on Instagram, and he said, awareness of your
yes.
tongue constantly being on the top of the roof of your mouth. Do you know how that's what we do? Our tongue is pushed upwards. You're supposed to relax it and drop
but it
it
is.
down. Right.
Yeah.
I literally woke up this morning. I'm like, my tongue is pushed up. Okay, so now I love the awareness word.
Yeah,
so,
awareness.
So all of you at
Key.
home, I want you to feel it right now. Are you all, oh my gosh, I got to drop the tongue
I
down.
know.
You also have to open up your lips just slightly. So as you're doing your breathing technique, you can incorporate that as well. But drop the tongue down, which means you're relaxing. Open your mouth ever so slightly. Do the breathing. Do some journaling. Again, I would prefer like an herbal tea, so you're not wired by caffeine.
Agree.
Right? Just give them that
100%.
calm state.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
let the family wake up and they'll be like, wow, mom or my honey is in a much better mood. Yes, she took some time for herself to
Yeah.
work on this.
Exactly.
All right, we are going through the holiday survival guide, and I hope we're helping you with some techniques that you can start incorporating. Boundaries, as Jenny mentioned earlier, we're going to get into that. Boundaries that stick. Okay, stay tuned for that with Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness next.
Wow, I just got off live with the real Monica Adams. What a wonderful experience. I don't watch news because of all the negativity that it brings and the way it drives me emotionally to a place I don't really like to feel. So to be a part of a show that has a sole purpose of bringing positivity to the community, and then with the desire to just build people up, it has been one of the greatest joys, one of the greatest experiences that I've had a chance to be a part of when it comes to being a guest. This studio, it is fantastic. As I watched my show before I came in, I saw the lighting and I was impressed by the way this room is lit, but it is so warm and comforting to be in here. Whether you're a guest or a viewer, this show is a must watch, a must be a part of, and just continue doing great things out there, Monica. You are changing lives every day.
Welcome back and happy Monday to you. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Monica Adams, my guest, Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness, and we are addressing women and men on this Medical Monday. Again, you can find Jenny on social media, most active on Instagram, Facebook. You can find her at JG Optimal Wellness. Again, opportunities to connect with her and do it now. Don't wait until you get past the holidays because we're trying to help you through the holidays. Today is all about the holiday survival guide. So we've talked about incorporating some techniques. We've talked about saying the word no, right? We've talked about not giving in to all the sugar addictions. Well, I'm going to look at some of your comments. And so Rose, I knew Rose would be commenting. Rose said, my husband hates the holidays. He sees me run around with my head chopped off. Him too, but not this year. I'm not wrapping gifts Christmas Eve this year. Okay, I have a plan, she said.
I love plans.
Jenny, when you're Italian during the holidays, it's Italian 20 plus. She said, you, Jenny, have inspired me to say no sometimes. I have, and I feel better.
Yay,
isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sally just came on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I love you both so much. Stephanie said, good tips. I do one thing at a time. Shopping first, then send Christmas cards, then bake cookies, keeping Christmas stress-free. Oh, look at you, Stephanie. So she's got good organization.
Very good. Yeah,
right?
Great.
Not all of it at once.
Yeah,
which
very
then is
good.
when you get stressed, and then you have the addictions coming into play, and you're not able to control them. So if your world feels chaotic, we want to slow things down for you. And that word, right? Slow, that phrase,
be
slow
present.
Down. Yes, present.
It's about, boundaries are about being, it's the difference between being resentful and being present.
Well, we talk about mindful as a nutritionist. If you talk about mindful eating, not mindless,
right?
Not mindful, having sips and toasting together. And if I poured her a glass of wine, I'd be like, "Don't down this, right? Let's have this over the next hour, and we're just enjoying company." And right, not can you pour me more? Can you pour me more? And then you're like, can you open another bottle?
Shot.
Slow down, folks. Enjoy it.
Pump the brakes.
Boundaries. So she mentioned boundaries earlier and said that we would go into this a little bit deeper. We want boundaries that stick, though, right? It's not, let's set up a boundary and then let's go ahead and tear it down. And it's okay. Come on in and let me get stressed out.
Right.
How do we set the boundaries and then make this a part of life?
Well, I think what you have to do is recognize you can't do it all, one, and women are terrible about that. But we need to decide what things that we need to let go of and be okay with letting go of them. Or as this says on he has the screen, the slide up there, but yes, but much smaller. So meaning you're going to scale the commitments back, maybe still participate, but maybe not at the level you used to participate at. And that's okay, right?
Yep.
Being able to say thanks without the guilt too, right?
I love this one that you had. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I appreciate you asking me, but no, I can't. I've got to do that. Oh, I will tell you what, people will respect you. You don't think so, but people will respect you when you say that.
Well, and it's okay to say, no thanks, I'm not going to this year. I'm making things a little simpler.
I think it's going to be accepted more now than it ever was.
Oh, for sure.
It's just everybody needed to find their voice. I'd love to, but I need downtime. That's a great phrase. And then be like, no, come on. You will have peer pressure.
Oh, peer pressure, 100%. Oh, come on. Just this one time. We'll be back. You only have to be gone for an hour. And an hour leads to 3 hours later. And by that time, you're really resentful. And that's what we don't want to be. We want to be present in the moment.
Yes, because you'll get talked into it, and then once you're out, it'll be, okay, remember I said I have to get, we can stay out even longer.
Yeah.
Let's go to this other place that I heard about that's so hot and awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go out to dinner, but guess what? Here, this is how it's going to play out. Jenny, come on, I want you and your husband to go out to dinner with us.
Right.
Let's play this. Do this role scenario. Why don't you and Greg come out to dinner with me and Jim?
Okay.
No.
We'll come, but then we've got to leave.
But you have to leave and get home by when?
Well, I want to be home by 9.
Okay, we can do that. All right, let's go to dinner. Now we're at dinner. We're having a great time. Oh my gosh, there's a new speakeasy that opened up. Remember I showed you? Let's go to it.
I would love to, but Monica.
No, we're going to go.
I've got.
come on, you can.
I love
Just
you.
one drink.
I love you so
This
much.
is how
I
it is.
just cannot do it.
Are you all laughing
I've
at
got
home?
to have
You know
the
how it is.
downtime.
And I would say, come on, leave the car here. We'll drive you over there and we'll drive you back. And then you say,
Oh, okay.
right? Because
Yeah, that's what we
FOMO,
do.
as we talked about
Fear of missing
earlier,
out.
it was, I did see that reel. It looks like so much fun. Greg, can we? Okay, let's just go get one drink. And then it becomes, let's just stay and let's close the place down.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what happens.
And then guess what? More friends do it to you the next weekend. So that was role scenario because that's exactly what happens in life. Is that you?
It is, 100%.
Boundaries. I love this. She puts
Yeah.
boundaries equals energy protection.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what we're doing. When we set those boundaries, we're actually protecting the energy that we have.
Yep. So protect yourself.
Yeah.
Put yourself first.
Put yourself first. Be okay with saying no, and be okay saying, I'm just doing things a little more simpler this year.
Did you by chance see the guest that I had on last week? He goes by Big Dream Hakeem or something like that on social media. He's got a huge
not.
following, and his community is called CYC. Now, a lot of you know that your kids play in the CYC. It's not the same CYC. It's Choose Yourself Community.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
Hakeem,
great.
Hakeem McFarland. He was a former football player. He then went into some bad addictions and had a 20-year probation sentence. He got 11 years after good behavior, and now he's all about changing the world. Yeah, so he was great. And I
That's
was like, kept
awesome.
thinking about you going, right, this is so very true. This is
Yeah.
about putting yourself first
It
and
is.
not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah,
All right.
100%.
Holiday survival guide. Okay. All right. We tapped on, we went to this earlier and just touched on it. Now we're going to go into it a little bit deeper. Alcohol and sugar traps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, this is like the season starts now, and if it hasn't already for you, and it's just going to feel like one long sugar and wine buffet till after the first of the year. That's literally what it is. But the truth is, guys, things hit harder now
Right.
when we're in midlife because unfortunately, our metabolism tends to slow down.
Right.
In there. Even if you're active, it'll be a little bit better, but it tends to slow down. That's part of the aging process. But then you have sugar spikes going on, just thinking about the foods that you're eating, that up and down crashing. And then, we have rising cortisol. That's the stress thing where we're, the peer pressure that Monica was just putting on me about staying out all night. And that all ends up disrupting the hormones. That's what happens. And so, when that, it's not about deprivation. And I want to stress this. It's about choosing things with awareness.
Correct.
Being mindful, like you said, it's about mindful eating, but it's also about an 80-20 mindset.
I love the 80-20.
Yeah.
The balance.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is truly your balance.
It
of life.
is, because then you don't feel like you're deprived. Oh, I can't have that. Oh, I can't have that.
Correct.
It's
It's really for all of you that are struggling and have been for a while. If you live your life with the 80%
Yeah.
that you're all in, that you're taking care of yourself, you're doing these
Yeah.
practices of drinking more water,
Yes.
meditating,
Yes.
journaling, doing breathing as you're trying to get rid of stress,
Yeah.
and then doing some type of workout or movement. Let's talk about movement.
Just movement in
Being
general.
able to say no, taking care of mind, body, spirit.
Right.
Then the 20% is, okay, so I'm not going to say I can't have a cookie or a little slice of pie.
Yeah,
My
right.
mom taught me as a little girl when we would go to Thanksgiving, Monica, there's going to be tons and tons of pies from your aunt, who's an incredible baker. And I said, yeah. And she's like, well, you don't want to try them all because I know this is like, bleh, right?
Yeah, right.
So I mean, the tiniest little sliver of each one would make up a pie, or a slice of pie. And sometimes I wouldn't even want an entire slice, but it would be tiny little things that we could taste each one of her wonderful pies.
Right.
Didn't feel guilty of going back, another one, another one, another one. You have aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas that are going to try to say,
Oh,
eat
yes.
it, honey.
Oh,
You're
yes.
too skinny.
Oh, yeah, you're too skinny. You look too thin.
Eat, right?
Yeah.
It's peer pressure. I
Yeah.
like this, though. Here's some swaps.
Yeah.
So I was at the event on Saturday night, and I love the fact that they had this drink that had to do with the night, right? It was a
Yeah.
special cocktail.
Yeah.
Then they had a mocktail version.
I
I'm like,
love that.
"Oh, we don't need the vodka and gin and rum and tequila in it.
Right.
Right? There's more and more mocktails that
There
people are
is.
choosing. So
Yeah.
swap mocktails, sparkling water.
Yeah, get protein in.
Protein first.
Yeah, make
if,
sure you get
If
it
there
in.
is peer pressure, they have no idea what you have just ordered, right? Unless they're like listening
Right.
to you. Go up and go to the bathroom and go, oh, I'm going to go grab a drink. Get obviously for me, I think if you want to get like tonic or you want to get soda, they have no idea there's not vodka in there.
That 100%.
And put a lime in it and put a little swizzle stick.
Yeah, that's right. And you can just stir it just like,
Or honestly, we're at a point now that mocktails are so much more accepted.
They are.
Just find your voice to say, this is what I'm drinking. This tastes great.
Well, I have my clients. This is fun. I have my clients. Is a company named Ultima. Okay, and it's actually electrolytes, right? And of course, a lot of women have adrenal fatigue, so it's always good to, like I always say, get at least one of those in. But they have a series in their packages that is mocktails.
And what is the brand called?
Ultima.
Ultima. And where do you get it?
ULTIMA. You can even get it at the grocery stores. You can get it at Target now.
Ultima.
You can get it online at Ultima. But it's a mocktail. So, like a Cosmo or whatever, a margarita. It's going to taste like that, but it's not that.
Let me ask this, though, as I just thought about this. If people are looking at, they're making swaps, and I just said the word tonic, by the way, but tonic has sugars in it, so you can do like a diet tonic, or I like club soda. So do club soda, so it doesn't have all the sugars.
Yeah.
When they're doing mocktails, though, and they're trying to make those
can
swaps,
be
a lot of sugary, right?
Yeah, where these Ultimas aren't that way.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Ultima. All right, fantastic. So alcohol and sugar traps. So make some switches and then think about the 80-20 mindset
Yeah,
of it.
because that alcohol sugar thing, guys, if you have hot flashes, it's going to put it into orbit for you. It's going to intensify, and the sleep is not going to be great.
Right, you're not, sorry, ladies, you're not young anymore, right? If you're getting up into those perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal phases, the things you used to be able to do, and you're wondering, well, I used to be able to have red wine at night and go to bed. I used to be able to have this and that. And why am I staying up and why am I sweating? Well, all of those symptoms are kicking in. So just a heads up. All right, so Ultima right here. Thank you, Zach.
Yes,
there
thanks,
you
Zach.
Go. So
you're the best.
Do you put that in water? You just are they packets?
Yeah, you just put in water.
Okay, I love it.
And
I've
if you
not
don't
seen
like
this.
it, like
by
really
the way,
strong,
we're going to tag them because now I think they should be a sponsor.
Yeah, they should. They should because they're excellent. I mean, I love their product. And if you don't like it, like really, like you don't want to have a lot of taste, you just want a little bit of taste, you can put it in more water.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we should always have more water anyway. And for all of you that say, I can't get more water in, yes, you can.
Oh, this is a way to do it.
I was just going to say that. All right. Ultima. Thank you. Okay. Protecting our sleep.
Oh, yes.
We need it to function.
Yes,
right?
we do.
And then from a work standpoint, from the way you are with your family, from your mindset, you want to be able to do the things you want to do. You want to have the energy.
Yeah.
You've got to sleep better.
Yeah, it's the anchor.
Nighttime rituals. What should we be doing?
Well, let's set up how we're going to go to bed at night, what time we're going to go to bed at night, what our wind down looks like. Is that going to be no screen time? Should probably be no screen time. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's devotion, maybe it's prayer time for you. It looks different for everybody. Maybe it's stretching, maybe it's light foam rolling. These are all things that you can do and make a part of your downtime, right? But to me, you want to start that process about an hour before bed.
Right.
Because then it really allows, the melatonin to do what it's supposed to be doing too. We're
natural ways.
Yeah. The natural way, not taking it. Just that's the body's natural way of producing it. So just making sure, maybe even some tea time, like,
herbal
but
tea.
Herbal. Yeah. Let me clarify that, please.
Chamomile.
Yeah. Chamomile, lavender, something like that. That's going to make you kind of just relax a little bit more.
Take a bath instead of a shower.
Yes. And what about doing that in Epsom salt? Because that's magnesium, which is great. It helps relax the body further. So get some of those fun little scented Dr. Teal's. A lot of those have like really nice scents that are for bedtime, lavender, chamomile.
And Epsom salt pulls toxins out of the body.
Yes, it does. It's got a lot of great benefits to
So
it.
start incorporating that, by the way. Put a bunch of bubbles, just relax in it, and then get a good book, or maybe listen to some type of, walking guided meditation.
Yeah.
Put you in a really good, calm state, and then you'll sleep better.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
alcohol curfew.
That's just to help with better rest. So that means, not drinking it late into the night. Okay, like say you're having dinner at 6:30 or whatever, maybe 7:30 you stop. You put the boundary on it and you're like, okay, I'm not going to do anymore, because that's going to be where it doesn't affect the sleep as much.
I was
and
shocked.
not as much of it too.
I did this on purpose because I was like, okay, So I opened up a bottle of wine with Jim last night, had dinner, and I was laughing, and I'm like, let's see how I sleep, or if I'm going to come in and tell Jenny that I didn't. Shocking, I slept okay. So my hormones must be cooperating with me right now. But
they must be.
yes, when they're off, I absolutely am like, oh, I can't sleep. Yeah,
Right.
so just know that. A rescue nap if the late night happens.
Yeah, take a little Snapple. I call them Snapples.
Snapple. Isn't that a drink?
Well,
Snapple?
It may be. I don't know. I just call them
Okay,
Snapples.
what's a Snapple in your mind?
So to me, a Snapple is like a 15-minute, quick rest.
Not an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah,
that means
no.
You're exhausted.
Yeah. If you're having to sleep like that, we've got other things we need to be talking about.
This is why you would do a free assessment call with Jenny and set that up.
You
so
should
she
not
can
be
address what's
sleeping
going
all the
on.
time.
No.
You know?
And you shouldn't be waking up and waiting to think, when can I sleep?
Yeah, right? That's a
told you
problem
that.
because
That's
that's a
how I was
tired and
feeling.
wired thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cooling hacks for hot
So
flashes. What
this
are
is
those?
just making sure how, at night, the fan's on, or maybe you have cooling sheets or a cooling pillow. That's the stuff at night, sleep time stuff. Avoiding spicy foods or wines, red wine specifically for me was a trigger. I can do a little bit of that now, so that means I'm getting more into hormone optimization, which is fabulous. But I also don't drink a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And spicy food. You're
Spicy
literally
food will
talking
do
about two
that.
of my favorite things.
Yeah,
spicy
I know.
food and red wine.
Just be aware of that. If it's an issue and you're the stress thing, stress management is also, one of those cooling tricks too, trying to manage that during the
Absolutely.
holidays.
All right, we've got a couple more we're going to go through, but before we do that, always want to make sure that you are heard. So again, we're talking about being organized to release the amount of stress as you're
Yeah.
rushing around through the holidays.
Yeah.
This is a holiday survival guide today.
Yeah.
Julie said, I'm almost finished shopping. Have you started?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, I have not.
Just.
I
Just.
will be though, and we'll be
I just
talking about
started. Just started.
If you are like me and you haven't, or you're like her and you just started, I have two opportunities for you where you can do your shopping, which we'll talk about on the 5th and the 12th. Okay, you might want to hang on to it.
I'll be there on the 12th.
Yeah, so I know for a lot of you might be like, oh my gosh, that's only 12 days before Christmas Eve. You got to be kidding me. Well, at least you'll have it done. You can have it done that day, or you have your last minute gifts, or you buy for yourself because you deserve it. Okay.
There we go. There's that self-care kicking in.
Yes. Karen said, I have Christmas shopping finished. Wow, you're all organized. My audience is organized. Yes, the fear of missing out is a real thing for sure.
It is a real
Jenny,
thing.
even your voice is soothing. You need to tape you talking and selling those. Oh, look at this. Listen in the car, in the store, while cleaning. There you go. Oh, look at her. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Rose.
Okay, we are going to do our final two, which has to do with holiday stretch reset.
Yeah.
And thriving, not just surviving, but thriving, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to take our final break. We'll do this all together. Which 100 Days to Freedom do you think they need? Because we'll do that right after these next two.
I'm going to do the fear and anxiety because I think
Again.
anxiety is going to be pretty high.
You're not going to be able to choose that pretty soon. We only have like 7 days left in it.
Well, that's
okay,
true.
So our final holiday stretch reset, thriving, not just surviving, and then 100 Days to Freedom from fear and anxiety, which the whole world needs. More with Jenny Gabriel when we return. And you have seen her beautiful work on set with us, faithburger.com. It's faith at faithburger.com. And she's also involved with Canvas for Kids, which is canvasforkids.org. You can find her on Instagram, faithburger.art, and Canvas for Kids 1. Again, you can see right here, this gorgeous picture that's behind me on set is from Faith. And Faith, we love it. Thank you so much. And you saw it all play out in that video of how she brought this to life. It really added such a gorgeous part to our set. So thank you, Faith, so much. Jenny Gabriel has been my guest. We're in the final part of our show from JG Optimal Wellness. Again, there's opportunities for you to work one-on-one with her, to get involved in her community. We've been saying it for the last several months. Take advantage of it. Why would you not? She's here to help you. The Menopause Belly Secrets page and then the free assessment call. Just scan that QR code, right? Everybody's into that now. Scan the QR code and get involved. Book with her and for once and for all, change your life. Before we continue on, Jenny just said a little bit later she can put in the comments for you this entire survival guide so that you have it to look at.
Well, it's got lots of cool things in it too. It's got recipes in it. It's got mocktails in it. Just to help, navigate the holidays. It's got do's and don'ts. It's got a few little travel workouts in it. Just things that will be, it's going to use it as your compass for the holidays.
I love it.
And so I'll post
look
it
for that
later.
in the comments. And if you're watching this later and you're on replay, it'll probably be there for you already. So utilize that. Okay. Holiday stretch reset. This is for us to have tension release.
That's right. So it's just a 2-minute release, and you can actually do this anywhere, right? And sometimes your body just needs to reset, and we can do that pretty quickly, right? A simple stretch, really can break up the tension, especially in the neck and the shoulders, because that's where we tend to hold it.
Amen.
Especially during the holidays, we hold it there.
Okay,
right?
so we did this yesterday. We did this earlier, not yesterday. We did this earlier. We had our breathing techniques that we went through. So if you tuned in late, she had you do a 4-4-6-4. So inhale, hold, then exhale and hold. So the exhalation is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Start incorporating that. And then this one. So let's do this. I like to be interactive with the audience.
Yes.
So you want us to do shoulder rolls backwards.
Yeah, we're going to roll our shoulders back
for
5 times, right?
So,
So going
all right.
1. So up, down, back, and around.
2.
Up, down, back, and around.
3.
Up, down,
And don't hold your breath
back
while you're doing
and
it.
around, right?
One
Up,
more.
Down, back, and around.
5. Okay. Does that make you feel better? It also helps your posture.
Yeah,
When
it
you feel
does.
like you're starting to slouch, do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that. And
the
then
next thing is taking the neck, or the neck, the ear to the shoulder,
okay.
to the right, then back to center, and then to the other side.
And so for all of you, by the way,
And then back
we
to
always
center.
say this, if you, check with your doctor if you've got some cervical issues. For me,
Right.
From my car accident, there's still a lot of things, but this actually feels good for me.
Yeah, it
Ask
could be a
them,
light
or if you're
stretch.
going through physical therapy, check with your doctor. Obviously, you just always want to put that in there.
Right.
So you might be like, Jenny and
Well-
Monica made me do this.
Well, and the other thing you could do too is if you can't do the ear to shoulder, you could do look over the shoulder, but not literally look over the shoulder. You're just slow rotation to the left and to the right.
So what you
Okay.
want to do also, you might want to do it in front of a mirror because you'll see which side's tighter. So
Yes.
So if she was my physical therapist, watch. Okay, it's this.
Yeah.
Look how tight that is.
Yeah, my restriction's on my left.
Yeah, and then if you ask me to do this,
Yeah.
it actually makes me dizzy from.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's hard, but it's good for me to start to practice,
Yeah.
even if it's a smaller range of motion.
Yeah.
Okay, then you want us to reach our arms
Yeah,
overhead.
so we're going to reach our arms overhead.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to take a deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop our arms down and just kind of shake them out. So you could do this one standing, but you can do it seated too.
And for those of you that are coming back from like a shoulder injury or shoulder
You know,
surgery,
arms
pay attention to. We have to do this because we're getting around the microphone, but a lot of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are like this, right?
Yeah,
Because they
yeah,
don't have the
yeah.
range of motion.
That's right,
So
they do.
look at, can you go
Yep.
straight up,
Yep.
or are your arms like this,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Shoulder mobility.
Right, mobility. Yep.
And then exhale, drop arms, and shake it
Shake 'em
out.
out.
Do you do tapping?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually there was a series I just
Look
did.
into tapping, everybody.
We just finished up a 21-day reset for stress going into the holidays, and tapping was one portion of it. Like
I love tapping.
a video of it, and they could do whatever they chose to do. They could do the tapping, they could do the body scanning, they could do meditation, any of that.
There's a lot of Eastern culture medicine, holistic work, homeopathic work that incorporates tapping, grounding, all these things.
Grounding's great. Hug a
I
tree.
know.
You know, feet in the grass.
I know you all are like, what is that?
No, it works.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
all
works.
right. So our final one. How can we thrive this holiday season, Jenny, and not just survive?
Presence. Be presence.
Presence, not with a T.
Yeah, presence. Presence. Don't fall into the pressure part. Be present there, okay?
Presents.
And then just choose one of the tools we talked about today
Right.
and implement it. Just one.
And then as you see
Yeah.
one of them being implemented, suddenly you want to do more.
Right. That's
But
what happens.
I love
Exactly
that we're
right.
stressing this. And I heard this at church yesterday. Presence with your family, PRESENCE, over you thinking you have to have
Presence.
mounds of presents with a T.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't
Yeah.
have the pressure of that. So
Right.
presence over pressure.
Yeah.
Choose one tool as your holiday shield because after all, you deserve joy too.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
that
You
choose
enjoy
yourself
June.
mentality.
Yeah, it is.
You know, though, we've said this for a long time, that people think it's hard for them to choose themselves because they think it's an ego mindset. It is not. Jeannie is watching us from Tucson. I love it. We always
Hi.
ask you to take us along when you are on vacation. So this is our way of getting you to survive this
Yeah.
holiday season.
Yeah.
Survive and thrive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Thriving over surviving, though. That's the biggest thing. Okay, so you wanted us to do fear and anxiety, huh?
Yeah,
The
I
whole
think-
world is feeling this. So these books, by the way, are from Stephen Arterburn. They're called 100 Days to Freedom. And you can feel the anxiety that's in this world and from my guest because everybody chooses this one. We are on day 94. There's only 6 more days of this to be chosen. These books from Stephen Arterburn. Okay, so this is called Transparency. Ready? This is what Jenny feels like she needs to hear today.
Yes.
Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. That's Psalm 139, 23 through 24 verses. Many times when we feel anxiety and fear, we want to hide. We don't want to be seen in our state of worry. We're hoping that we can muster the strength to get through the day or even the next hour or even seconds. The truth is, in these moments, we need to be seen and heard to be able to know that we're cared for. God sees you and knows your needs. Give it up to him, right? Let him. Our anxious thoughts can cause us to get caught up in escaping, looking for ways to numb out. We may hide in alcohol, drugs, food, sex, shopping, and so on. What if you could find relief for your anxiety rather than numbing those feelings through all those addictions? A practice, a plan in your life that will help you with the anxiety can provide peace. Jenny just gave you a ton of opportunities to slow things down and incorporate these practices. So the 12 steps that recovery programs use can offer a structure in which you can be seen and heard, even if you're not using drugs or alcohol to numb your pain. The recovery process helps you connect with God who created you and knows your heart. In the verses I gave you, the psalmist expresses an invitation for God to search and know your heart. Would you be willing to ask him to search your own? The goals are to find the path to life, to be able to connect with people who can share your journey, and to trust God in every part of your life. David Jeremiah said, there's nothing God doesn't know about your life. You may know the past and present, but God knows the future. Choose today to walk securely, not in what you know, but in what you believe. So here's your prayer for today. Lord, I open my heart to you, trusting your grace and mercy. You know me completely. Help me as I heal and grow. Lead me in your way and for your glory. Amen.
Amen.
So he's talking about practices in today's journey. And so did Jenny, right? So it's implementing whatever these are and starting small and letting them be a part of your life and attaching themselves to you so it becomes a way of life.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just a short little time period. So, all right. So Jenny will be back on with us in December.
Right.
And we are going to talk about...
We're going to talk about actually cortisol and stress the first part of December. We're going to hit it pretty hard.
Because we're going to be coming off of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be going into the Christmas rush holiday.
Yeah.
And we're, and again, don't feel bad. Don't berate yourself. But at that point, when you hear us, hopefully if you say, oh, I tried so hard, that's okay. Get back on the horse.
Yeah.
So if you continue to go down that path, you're just going to be deeper into these symptoms that you're trying to break.
Right.
All right, my friend. Great show today.
Yeah, loved
Very
it.
good tips. For all of you, thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, we are going to have a few things actually on tomorrow's show. We're going to check in with our friend at Spas and More, Angie Hess. She's actually going to put a rower inside of one of the swim spas.
Awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to check in with us, and then we're going to have Jeff Lovecchio, who is a former professional NHL hockey player. He's now been training thousands and thousands of athletes. He he actually put me through one heck of a workout when there was an event, a fitness event that I went to a couple of months ago. That's where I met him. Can't wait to have him on the show. So as we start these practices, he's going to give you some as well to help you be ahead of the game before your New Year's resolutions always happen in January. Maybe you can start it a little bit earlier. And I'm super excited to be talking to one of the cast members of The Wiz. And we'll be giving tickets away to Wednesday night's performance.
Wow.
At the Fox. So yeah, we have a big show on tap for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Love you dearly. I told you there's 2 events coming up that I want to shop with you. I want to spend time with you. So one of them's on the 5th. It's our big 750th show celebration. I've had a lot of people over the weekend say, wait, Upshot, I love Upshot. Well, good. We'll come and have some breakfast with us, have some coffee, have some tea. Just sit and be a part of the community. 9 a.m., December 5th, the Upshot Cottleville location. Right behind Upshot is Blooming Daisy, and it is the coolest place. Trust me on this. You will love to shop there for your home, for clothes, for kids, candles, you name it, and some hilarious things that you'll understand because I'm just going to stand there and read to you of these funny things. So we'll be there. And then Oh My Posh, the ladies that own Oh My Posh in the Craft Cottage, we're going to be visiting with them and shopping. So if you've got other things on your list that you still need to buy them from them. Support small business. We'll just be coming off of Small Business Saturday. So they also have got some really fun things planned on December 6th in Cottleville. So we're just going to kind of kick it all off. So that's the 5th. For our show. And then on the 12th, which you said you're coming to, we will be at Christopher's. And so it's the St. Louis wonderful family of Mark Coulter, Michael Clausen, all of his team at Christopher's. They put Christopher's and Mark Anthony's together, and it is all about being kind and gifting kindly. So it definitely lines up with our mission. So life is like a precious pearl. We'll be talking with Mark, by the way, before that big event. He's going to be a part of our Foodie Friday this week.
Yay!
Yes, I'm excited. We're actually going to air that on Wednesday. What would you like to call that? It's not going to be a Foodie Friday. It's going to be on Wednesday. What do you think? I'm going to team up Foodie Friday and Wet Your Whistle Wednesday in a Wednesday show. So we've got to come up with a name for that. I know, we're going to do it early, before Thanksgiving, because we're going to be thankful for each other. So look for Mark on Wednesday's cooking show. All right? Awesome. We'll be thinking about what we're going to call it. All right, everybody, that's today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you all very dearly. Remember, it is a time of rushing around, but the greatest thing you can do is show a little bit more kindness this holiday season. It's the greatest gift you can give anybody. God bless you all.